Nie, chłopak w ogóle, słuchaj,
walczy o super gamingowy komputer wraz z zestawem peryferiów oraz o wyjazd na Intel Extreme Masters w Kolonii w czerwcu.
Lewa jest głośniejsza! No to co? Intel! Intel! Nic nie słychać, ma was słychać cały czas! Słuchajcie, przygotowaliśmy, tak jak mówię, masę atrakcji dla was. Mamy koszulki będą rzucane co jakiś czas. Intel, ostatnie dwie!
Proszę podać nazwę przynajmniej
Przeczytajemy?
Chłopa zabrała do turnieju ze sobą.
Ale wiesz na czym polega ten konkurs?
Nie wie, właśnie o to chodzi, to jest najlepsze, to chodź. Chodź. Konkurs na najdłuższy pocałunek z Grzegorzem. Nie.
Super klawiatura, naprawdę wpadła mi w oko od pierwszego wejrzenia. Super, naprawdę chyba pomyślę o takiej.
I'm going to read an article. Riot Games has developed an alternate accelerated education program aimed at helping aspiring professional players like liquids key to your graduate status to ensure that they can pursue. Check. I do agree with this.
All right? 1, 2, 3! Wow! One more time, yes or no? Yes? Yes? All right. Are you ready? Cell phones out. 1, 2, 3! Katowickim, thank you very much. Have fun. You're awesome.
the ESL 1 Katowickim Finals. It has been a record-breaking 3 days. 16 teams whittled down to this. Today, we will make history as we crown our first double major champion. So let's take a look at Fnatic.
Levels the numbers up. Freiburg picked up. Now, Russia returns to the field to try to lead their assault onto this A-bomb play. Playing a wide, but get right. Well,
they rebought after that second round. I said this kind of yesterday. Teams are now buying the third round after losing the second, almost to try to reset the economy of the CTs. They have to double save anyway, so it's not really too much of a hit for them.
The orbs out of the picture. Alice glides the other one. Still a bomb is in T-spawn. Only really playing defensively.
And yeah, again, we're almost 45 seconds into the round. Fnatic has no mid control yet again. This is going to hurt their chances of winning the late game situation, even in 45.
And look at this fake here. They're smoking like they did last time when they went pit, but the bomb's actually off the dark. So Freiburg can probably remember what happened last time he got isolated, and you might be calling it out. They might be coming. And look at LMP. They are seeing one guy over, leaving just a single person in B, and that's Exist. Whereas just a few seconds ago, they did have 2 hits. This is work for Fnatic. This is exactly what they wanted. Smart play for the terrorist side. Exist gonna pick up one flash out. Still 10 seconds, and all the help out. Exist will go down the frames, but get right instead of cover it. That is very, very great play from Exist. Only the 1 kill, but it's worth so much in the end. And Koren's 1v2. Now tied to score. It's 13-13. And again, high impact play from Exist there.
Yeah, Exist is literally writing the book on how to play the B-bomb side of Rust 2 this tournament. And it's crazy because throughout his whole entire CSGO career, he's been that A rotator. And this is one of the first times I've ever seen him play the B-bomb side. I mean, it's like a blessing almost that he was sent there, because every time I see him, he's stopping rushes, he's nading, he's flashing. His nade usage is excellent over there.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Divine intervention put Exist on B for NIP. And, well, we are right at the business end of this. 13-all. We have a timeout. Just please entertain us. What might be going through those 2 TeamSpeaks right now?
Well, Fnatic actually called the right strat that last round. They had a 3-on-1 against Exist entering the B-bomb site. He stalled them. He got that entry kill and then hit and used his nades so effectively, allowed for a rotate to come in, helped him out. Fnatic just honestly needs to speed up the pace though, or do something to get mid control, because right now this slow, methodical way of taking mid isn't working. Even if they are getting the entry kill like they got last round, it's all for nothing because they're not even getting up cat. Too much time has passed. Nip is reading them really well, with the exception of that last round. So Fnatic needs to speed stuff up in my eyes.
What a champion. Now down to Exist in a 1v3, and NIP, they might lose this round. Fnatic, they had a timeout and it seems to have paid out really well. Swedish captain here, the NIP captain, he's fighting for it, jumping and shooting, looking for the opening, but he's being flanked in the smoke. 7 bullets, he goes down. Ronax is in-game leader versus in-game leader again, and Fnatic take a 14th round.
And a Rec 9 trade wins them that round. Ouch.
But that's the purpose of the timeout. That's what they wanted. They were looking for the inspiration, perhaps from Devil Walk Behind, just to freshen the thoughts up and offer them something that will allow them to do that, because that round wasn't coming to them, it was against them. Alphonse down to 13 points of health now. Taking a whack. And of course, plenty of catch in the back. Down for them. And saw JW to boot.
Yeah, and Alu already dealing a ton of damage this round. 187 points of damage dealt. They all of NIP sitting pretty at 100 right now. This is going to be a really hard round for Fnatic to win.
And look at how quickly he's positioned himself again. One shot mid lounge all the way up catwalk again. That's going to be really hard
for Fnatic to guess. I'm surprised that it's him and not Forrest who is pushing aggressively, because we see Forrest do that plenty of times in the middle. Alu's feeling so confident right now. He really has changed NIP, but Optimize will get even at 13 health. He can lead the JW. I think he's there right from Panwise to the kill. Forrest goes down, and he right back and Exist left. 2v3 there on either side of the map, and Exist, he's done it before, he's going to have to do it again. They're coming around the corner, he gets one, tries, yes! Exist, and now Private in a 1v1 versus Flusher, and he has got a good chance of doing this. Flusher has no idea where Private can be absolutely sure. Tell you where Flusher is, so this is what I want. The crowd, they're chanting in the background, and they're chanting for NIP. They want to see the comeback. Flusher goes in, a lot of damage put out. Great flashbang as well, and Flusher now has a good lead, and I love the decision to go around this side of the ball.
Flash perfectly, and Driver countering that with his own perfect flash, like running out the door. Just amazing individual plays right there.
So talk to us about the role that Exist played before that got there.
Oh, that was incredible. So he moved outside the site, because you can probably see the death cams on his teammates that just died, probably looked over really quick, saw them coming out middle. He got in a spot that would really have a hard clear. He knew he could probably get one kill. Second guy was low. Just excellent positioning right there by Exist.
Roll time back up. It is 14-all with 2 to play. Yeah, they say overtime on the horizon. Continue the trade rounds. Freiburg looking for Pronex. Freiburg accelerated down there a bit as reinforcements begin to come.
And this round is so important for both teams. Their money is so low. This is almost the match right here. If a team loses this round, the other team is going to have, or the team that loses is going to have pistol buys next round, which obviously is going to be like a problem for Fnatic or NIP this match, but it'll be definitely a loss, that's for sure, compared to the rifles they'll be facing.
What do Fnatic know at this moment in time about the NIP setup?
The NIP setup, they know that they're keeping 2 on the B side of the map. They know Get Right loves playing spawn like that, so single and long, and they know that the other 2 like playing A, and Aldo typically likes offering Grail instead of the game over angles.
Olofmeister the first to go close to Aldo, but he is waiting for the bomb and his teammates to join him, which they do. Olofmeister begins to make the walk. Aldo comes and they've got the first shot on the second. And Olofmeister will charge with the reinforcements that are coming. In the end, Exist and now going Freiburg to fall as well. Forrest and Exist to have to retake against 5 players. In the end, will decide that is not a fight they want. They will take this to the 30th round. Fnatic will go to a map point up.
And it's really important that NIP keeps these guys over here. This of course has a huge difference.
First up on the way there. Exist going to pick up Olofmeister and steal the ult. Forrest also getting a Flusher. This could be the chance for overtime for NIP if they can do it. They won't be able to afford full equipment otherwise. Pronex, JW, hold on for a moment. They don't want to throw everything away either and be left without a lead on these people. Too many grenades to try and next plan, just need that one round and that one opening.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to elect to go back to the B-bomb side again. And look at this, both B players, well, these still have Molotovs in the end. No, Force actually does not, okay. Look at that, they actually decided to fall off on the way.
Might not be a bad choice here. 2 people on the bomb site, 25 seconds, a Molotov up there, that's great holding on the ball. Olofmeister is charging into the site, Pronex will get him down. Down 16 seconds. Behind, the bomb is down, but Al's got him trapped in the corner. He will drop. Unfinished player is gone, and now it's a 2v2 retake for NIP to hold on to this, to not lose the grand finals. Pronex and Crims. They just need 2 kills here, and they will win it. For the second time, Pronex with 1 drive. heart rate has never been this high.
We just saw the most perfect example possible of the mental difference between Alan and everyone else on that team. Get right, put up hands, and
2 rounds the difference, but remember, for all of these close rounds, for all of these retakes, it's just one slip and the championship is finished. They have been magnificent in this tournament, Fnatic, and they have been pushed by a worthy opponent.
overwhelming favorites is definitely not an overstatement at this point. Fnatic team, hardworking in every respect, and probably the scariest, or definitely the scariest constellation of talent currently in the global offensive scene.
Sean, you've got 1 round to make the play. What's it going to be?
If I were Fnatic, I would honestly try to weed out a bunch of NIP's nades and really do a hit around probably 35 seconds, but fake it to the other bomb site. Like try to do one of those massive B hits that they just did with maybe 3 guys, but have someone lurk all the way to the end of balls. Because it's like, yeah, right, it's allowing Olaf to lurk to the end of balls like this. So Olaf can take that position, and 3 guys can fake the B bomb site, and 1 guy can come back towards the mid. I would do something like that. Yeah, he pushes it on.
First frag, flush out. Right. On the other hand, they flushed out into the hands of JW. Get right going for the next one. Oh, Meister with a headshot picks him off. And this is the moment. Big games require big players as that bomb goes down and NIP attempt yet another retake.
Graveyard and Crims is in the side. Oh, there it is. Now the Tonics sit 1v2 here. Fnatic, they could be the second or the first team to win a second championship here at Global Offensive, and all White is playing it so safely. They know that they have it. Extend gets one, and he's back on it. He's got the kid, he's holding it down. I'm not sure there's enough time. Fnatic, ladies and gentlemen, your ESL 1 athletes and champions of Fnatic!
fanatic. We'll wait a moment and hopefully get one of the guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Intel Extreme Championship. What's up, round two? We've had a fantastic season 9 and a fantastic weekend of StarCraft 2 as well. It has been absolutely fantastic. We've seen champions fall along the way. We've seen CJ Hero crushed in the quarterfinal, and we've seen our previous champions such as Innovation and Life go out in the first round. Incredible scenes all through the StarCraft 2 tournament. But right now, we're down to just 2. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the grand final! Is a double GSL champion in the past. He is also a Kesper champion. But right now, none of that matters. He wants the world title for himself. Please welcome Katie Rolster Zeth!
Trophy. It is now or never when it comes to running onto that stage, grabbing that trophy and being called an Intel Extreme Masters World Champion.
Just 2 players remain, and let us introduce them without further ado. From Katie Rolster, this is Zeth! And at the top right, from Jeanette Greenwings, this is Trap!
Well, you've got to buckle down and think about one thing alone, and that is StarCraft 2. Zest has done that multiple times before. He's won 3 StarCraft 2 championships in 2014, but as the boys mentioned, he has struggled in 2015. But out of nowhere, he's entered this tournament as a finalist from
Trap coming into the scout now, seeing what's up in Zest's main, everything looking very hunky-dory. Yeah, didn't see that extra pile on the lip there.
But he does see double gateway, so both players have opened up here with pretty standard openings in Protoss versus Protoss. This is a very comfortable opening to go for a second gateway really early on, to be able to pump out 2 units at a time and just take control of the map a little bit more, or at least be safer if your opponent was to the army and they've destroyed everything. That air advantage that Trap knew was going to be a problem, he's dealt with it, he's pushing Zest back, and that was a big win for Trap.
These Dark Templar being real flush for Trap during that attack. And he is going to counter-attack, and what has Zest got back at home?
Not that much, not that much. But he's got to be careful not to overextend too far. He's got to gather his forces and go again. There's still Dark Templar in here doing damage, but this is a great position to Trap. Remember the income difference between the 2 of them? That is still a big problem for Zest.
The charge loss of Zest coming in. Couple of the Archons are down. Dark Templar still doing damage on the ground here, and the Observer only now just joining the fight.
Yeah, dealing a lot of damage here. Trump is a little bit too eager. Yeah, well, after this is being punished by death, and all of a sudden, just like that, the flick of a switch, crashes his gun.
Such is the nature of this beautiful game, Apollo. One plus getting taken down the back. Such an expensive unit, Trap going all the way back into his natural.
Yeah, and now both players are kind of in this position where, whew, that was a tense couple of moments. Trap's going to continue off the grasp with Dark Templar, but Zest at the moment has a small supply back with a pretty big army supply.
Little bit frustrated by that first game. It definitely looked like it was his at one point, but Zest turned that all the way around. The 2014 best Protoss is looking to try and get that 2015 looking just as shiny.
And definitely both players are a little bit shaky in match number one here. It's a big stage, it's a big moment, but it's also a big series.
Alright, Trap is going to have to defend this with everything that he's got. He's destroyed his opponent's economy back on. There's a big pickup on the Nexus, but he has to find a way to kill off this army. How can he kill the Tempest? He needs a high amount of units that can shoot up. And currently only 13 Stalkers are available, and those are going to have a hard time getting close when there are so many Zealots. The army's simply just better for Zest.
Absolutely. And he's done the damage here. Trap killed that Nexus, but Zest's army is just better than Trap's right now. Trap has a lot of minerals in the bank. He's not making Zealots, he's just taking it. He's got this extra base in the top here, which is unscouted.
How do you stop the amount of Tempests in the sky? That is what Trap has to figure out, otherwise he's going down 3 games to 1. It's so important to tie the series up to get that momentum back swinging in his way.
His army's pulling up here, but even if the army comes here, can he beat the fight? He has a lot of Zealots that are charging in. Zest's Tempest, unadulted.
Stalkers could blink from behind and maybe get underneath these Tempests.
And they're coming to join the fight, the 3 Colossus on the ground as well. The Archon helping out a little bit against the Stalkers. They are blinking. They are targeting down the Tempests, but they're targeting them down a little bit slowly here. The Stalkers are starting to dwindle, and the Archons are going down as well. Zest is powering through Trap right now with his superior army. Actually, the Tempests of Trap are pulling in, and they are cutting into these numbers. Whooping in some Stalkers. And they're starting to pick up the Tempest one by one. The Zealots of Trap are holding the Zealots of Zest. But Zest's Zealots are pushing through these Blink Stalkers. It's just not enough at the moment.
It's incredibly close here, incredibly close, but there's still 4 Tempests remaining. He needs to get rid of these Tempests. The reinforcements from Zest are so far away, he doesn't have a battle up close. Another one is going to go down. He won't target it.
There it is. He targets it, and it does go down. The army of Zest is going to reinforce the Tempest here.
An Archon's going to be made to help out. He's trying to micro these big units back. Another one goes down.
And another Tempest goes down. 2 still in the sky, though. Zest pressing the issue here. He's still not done with Trap. He's going to push through and probably take out this Nexus.
And shields are starting to regenerate on these Tempests. This is bad for Trap. He has to get rid of them, but he's losing steam. He's lost his 4 fish from earlier. He's losing this one as well. It is over.
GG! Zest takes it up to next point here in the World Championship Grand Finals in Katowice. 3 games to 1. Trap on the ropes.
In a very, very, very close battle there towards the end, but Zest moves a single map away from being crowned the 2015 Intel Extreme Masters World Champion. A massive moment here from Zest. The recovery.
Stalkers, Blink is about to finish.
5 seconds on that Blink. He can start jumping backwards. He saves that Stalker.
And he is in so much trouble. Zest is pressing the issue here with these Blink Stalkers.
He moves back, he walks in another round. He's just killed off the Mothership Core, he's picked up the Stronger Mortal, and he's going to go again. The next instant fall, and this is a massive move for Zest. But he's not content with just a Nexus kill. He wants another kill.
And just like that, it was over. Zest is the Intel Extreme Masters 2015 StarCraft 2 World Champion.
glory, guys. What do we think about what just happened? 5 great games. I mean, PvP, let's be honest, it's not the most exciting matchups all the time, but this series definitely delivered, Ramadan.
I couldn't agree more than I think the first 4 games were absolutely amazing. Even the game that Trap won, I think, was almost legendary.
Determined and decisive. He went into this and had a plan. It was zest that game in, game out, had an idea of what he wanted to do and was just doing it. Even sometimes almost erroneously. Like I think back to the Tempest game, he went a little too far forward, but then he capitalized on traffic mistakes, and that's been the series. He was able to do that. What a great series it was too, by the way. It was only really that last game that was kind of one-sided, that playing soccer timing attack, of course, overwhelming trap, but otherwise, very close. Despite the score being 4-1, it felt like it felt a lot closer than that.
Right, Todd, did any games specifically stand out to you as one to point at?
Yeah, I think the Catalina game, was probably the best one, beautiful.
Being medaled also by the president of Katowickim, Martin Cooper. What an honor to be here in front of the entire Polish crowd. Being able to win on a stage like this. Again, we claimed before that he wants to be not too long ago. Again, it's 6 months that, that was still nothing. Now he's back on top. Kevin, what do you think? Is Zest
What that he's had here, if you're a professional player, I think you're definitely going to play a role, but I'm sure all of these guys next games because he had some insane builds, some insane adaptation, and maybe except here in the finals where he struggled a little bit more, but he had those, and I'm sure he'll be back soon.
Absolutely. Well, that's it for us here at the Intel Extreme Masters.
World Championship. After 3 days filled with emotions, it's time for the last 2 teams. Before we begin, I learned a little something for everyone here. Are you ready? Siema, Katowice! It's time for the World Championship Finals of League of Legends. Today's matchup. First up, one of the greatest Cinderella stories in the history of League of Legends, hunting down the undefeated GE Tigers to get to this stage. From China, it's TeamWE! I don't even need my notes for this team. Coming from North America, they're trying to prove to the world that times surely have changed. It's going to be TeamSpeak!
saw the message and I wasn't really thinking about it. That's why I was so surprised the other day. But Luca, of course, going to do his standard start by now here on Sound. We've seen him do that every single game that he's picked that one. And to be honest, his silent play has been really...
Seen Luca deliver on his engages. He's hit them when it mattered. They haven't always been flawless. It has been a bit hair-raising at times, I will say. And look at this Spirit already with the early crab grab right there. Check and see if you can find
what you can do in that bottom lane. When a Syria pops up ulti and a Vine jumps towards you, you will end up dead. And that's exactly what happens to your team, or will leave you.
Very difficult this game, especially for so far. Bjergsen at it.
Oh, Eagle Spirit, though, this could be dangerous for Bjergsen. Can they get on top of him? There's a cataclysm. Bjergsen super low, and they'll finish him up. 3-8 picking that one.
Bjergsen should not take this trade here. He knows his own jungle has just gone his ulti, which is so important in these fights around the mid lane. And also Santorin wasn't even here. He was doing the walls climb at first, and then Bjergsen jumps in for no reason, gets caught out, and this is so important here. Early kill onto the Ahri, mid lane tower go down as well. This is exactly what World League wanted.
This is absolute picks and advance that board line, and we see a Luca going in to a wall.
Wow.
Yeah, all play.
It was just you know, a domain to face Dyrus back there. I think that's what they were going for. They're going to steal away this blue buff either way. Again, Bjergsen struggling to keep control of that. That's bad news in the long run.
It's a Rumble ulti, and he couldn't get suddenly onto the likes of Bjergsen or Wild Turtle and assassinate them in the fight here. So suddenly the front line went down first, and that allowed Team Soulmate to then clean up. Dragon, about 2 minutes time. Team Soulmate are going in again. Those boys moving around to the front. He threw down Timmons, but he's on the other side. But they catch it up first. Disney will have to flash around. He chips away from it. But here comes Santorin from the side. Can they look anymore? Another double stun from Lovepoint comes up, and they manage to down a Luca, who's going to come back up here, causing some problems as Dyrus will fall. Lovepoint's going to go down. Bjergsen though, it's still alive.
And will they be able to end right here? They have the super minions, the Baron, they got the pressure, and Rustboy has been just amazing in these last couple of team fights.
Such a nice comeback from Team Soulmate, getting these fights to stay with one on top of the Here we go, that next hit first goes down the counter, and out here the bullet, the Team Soulmate, it's the game number 1 of each of the Masters World Championship Final.
What a great comeback from TSM. Very difficult situation to be placed in right here. They needed to find the hits and get WE out of position. And WE punished for some of those questionable team fight positions that we've seen in the past. WE have the, I think, better map control for most of this game, but TSM able to punish them with a better team fight synergy.
Absolutely love the way they engaged in the end here. They managed to ignore the sign completely, but it's running fast.
WE's strength very well.
What we expected in game 1, but never quite happened for us. No vision of that Dragon attempt here, 40%.
That was a very nice time though by Spirit here, knowing first of all the blue buff was spawning, so there's a high chance of Bjergsen moving there to pick that one up. And also you saw the bottom lane had been pushed out from World League, so it's a fairly safe one honestly, despite him trying to sneak it. Very good setup, and he's done it before. He's so good at getting that early Dragon. I think World League sadly failed on it.
Their coordination is totally off in this game compared to what we saw in the last one. They did have some coordination issues at the end, but everyone is going one by one into dive. It makes it very easy for TSM just to clear off these kills and continue to snowball objectives. TSM looking like they're going to have too much of a lead in this game to really do anything for WE at this stage.
Approaching 10k, I mean...
Oh, that was an ulti. The only ulti being popped there. No follow-up right after the tower dive there. You can see how Dyrus, despite dying 4 times, I mean, he's more than fine. He has his magic penetration. He soon has an hourglass as well for him. And meanwhile, Team Soulmate focus on...
But now with the Spirit dead here, Bjergsen now unstoppable at 504.
he was way out of position. He was obviously relying on the flag and drag to just get out of there, but Johnson too quick for him.
And no backup there either. A lot of the coordination that we've seen between the World Cup and everything. Team Element looking so strong in game 2. Definitely a much better performance than game 1. And a very questionable draft from WE after, if you're WE and you play game 1, you look at that game and you say, hey, we controlled this thing so well from start to finish. Why not just play that same style one more time and see if we don't make quite so many teams?
Towards Darius Aluka will get into the middle of the team. Mystic at the back, he's taking pot shots, but will he be able to finish them off? That's a nice little ultimate from Lustboy. But Shia will dive him, and Shia Zonya's used by Darius, and now they're going to try and turn it around onto him. So far, a 2 for 2, 8 in the hole, blocked by Darius. That would have killed Wild Turtle for sure. But that will be the end of that one. 2 kills apiece.
Pretty good play by Spirit, dude.
Give it over to Pierce. But this is the fight just before.
Right, as we take a look at this one right here, Darius actually has to put a pretty bad equalizer down right there just to deal with himself and Spirit, because Spirit will actually just get out right away. And Mystic has given a ton of time just to auto-attack at the backside. Spirit coming back into the fight with the flag and drag. And she not really finding an opportunity to get too many autos in, but that was a surprisingly even trade there.
There's really good position for Luke, and we mentioned his build earlier where he delays the Righteous Fury or Righteous Glory. I believe it's called now, I should probably get it right.
Going down, Johnson almost being picked off, but only Mystic is left standing here. Doesn't quite get knocked up by the hand here. That's what I'm talking about. And what we're seeing on TSM, a little bit more help, and they are going to be going for the finish here. Surrender in the end from Team WWE will give TSM their second game in this best of 5.
And I wonder what we're going to see now for the next game. We're going to obviously back on the blue side for them. Will they first pick a jungler again? It was the charm in the last one here for Spirit. That would simply mean the team from wanted to take that Janna. And suddenly the whole place seems to be shaken up with the Diana as well.
WE has taken a jungler on the blue side. Comes in from TSM. They found a couple of picks, but they always lose more. And with Turtle still alive, they will be able to use that attack speed bonus, really heals, take down these towers very quickly. I mean, this is just a tremendous advantage. WE having a very rough day.
I think that's safe to say. So they go for the engage, they have to try honestly. They get a good pick first of all, but now you're going to see the rest of Team Solomon. That's why we wanted to go for just 2 lanes, because you can quickly collapse in the jungle. Wild Turtle obviously fighting in, picking up good kills for himself. Gerson is extremely strong. And they're just so far ahead, and it's absolutely fantastic to see a team really snowball an early advantage and not give anything worthily to take every tower, you take all the dragons, and you keep getting more and more kills, so there's nothing they can do to come back. It's really well played by Team Solomon.
38,026, a massive lead. Robert Aegis for Santorin. Seeing they're catching a Luca out inside of the jungle. To bully. Those boys, Santorin will, oh no, he's not gone down, he's managed to stay alive there, will heal himself, they pick up another one, and that is a 3 for 2. TSM, what's the plan from here? Pushing down the mid lane, seems to be the way to go. He's in a full HP, so Mystic shouldn't have too many issues of actually getting away from this one. TSM not going to chase.
And at the end, they actually can't take really close to for
itself. The spread between the top one and that middle one. WE looking to try and get him on. They're going to go for Wild Turtle. They'll actually get him low, but he will flash away from that. Santorin picks up the rampage. Mystic and Spirit both low on the backside as well. Mystic will drop here finally, and that's 4 men down almost instantly as they try for one last engage. The stun comes in. UJ will be off, and that is the 8th for Team Solo mid. And with 20 seconds left on the clock, they're going to push straight through there to surrender. Team Solo mid and the Intellectually Masters World Champion.
They did not relent after that. This series was all TSM in games 2 and 3. And just picking apart WE. They came into this tournament. They did improve over the course of it, but their flaws need to be recognized, and good drafts from TSM as well.
just a nearly perfect game in the end from them. Yeah. Snowballing their early game advantage, beautiful to watch, and they really deserve this win. Dominant, looking for ball and field for TSM. Everybody goes to the internet and massive goal.
Yeah, I just feel like they were celebrating the win in-game. Little that, this is the Intellectual Masters World Champions. They destroyed Team World Elite, WWE. TSM exceeded, I think, everybody's expectations, that's fair to say. And while they walk away with it,
what an amazing international tournament for a team that has struggled with that in the past.
Yeah, certainly, and this is going to be a time that we can remember pretty much forever now because they finally have won an international tournament, so congratulations to them.
Everything.
Someone that's not kind of down the road can make it to the very well. At least get it to the final, but we can start on the TSM.
George moved from Intel and everything on. You know, it must be disheartening at this very moment that they will be able to look back and take a lot from this. And of course, TSM will take that cup home. I think we know how to draw it from that. Let's check. Of course, fantastic. I wonder how much this will influence their minds that they're already number one in NA, how they're going to take this as a run.
I think Cyrus is just cleaning the cup there a moment, and I want to quote an interview from him at the end of day one, where Darius was saying, we are in the Intellectual Masters, we don't want to do another Unicorns of Love. Remember, this is a team that got knocked out of San Jose, qualified by being the #1 team from the NALCS, and has now walked away with the trophy. And there can't be any doubts as to the performance of TSM over the last few days.
Yeah, fantastic from them. And I don't know, it's a little bit early to look towards more, I would say, but definitely